This is 12-7, circles in the coordinate plane. Try the warm-up and hit play when you're ready to see the answers. Remember, the distance formula is d equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So I used the distance formula for numbers 1 through 3, and I got rounded to the nearest tenth of s, so 9.8, 5, and 7.1. And for number 4, I just plugged in the x values to see what y equals and wrote them as ordered pairs. We're going to be learning about the equation of a circle, and I just want you to know that the equation of the circle is based on the distance formula and the fact that all points on a circle are equidistant from the center, basically the radius. No matter where you're coming from the center, they're all equidistant. So here's the equation of a circle. The center we call h comma k, just like an ordered pair x comma y, but the center happens to be called h comma k, and the radius is r, and so you can see where the center would be plugged into, and the r is the radius. So that's what we would focus on when we write our equation. So let's start. It says write the equation of the circle. Well, let's start with the equations, which is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So we know that r is 4, and our h comma k is the center. So I'm doing x minus h, which is 2, squared, plus y minus k, which is 2, squared, equals the radius 4 squared. And then we just simplify that 4 squared. So x minus 2 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 16. So we've written the equation of our circle. Just like when you plug into y equals mx plus b, you just plug in the m and the b and you're done. This is what we do here. Okay, in the next one we have the k passes through that point and has center h comma k. So we don't know the radius, but we can find it using distance formula. So the radius is equal to the square root of x1 or x2 minus x1, whatever, plus squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So the radius is equal to 6 minus 1 squared, or 1 minus 6 squared, doesn't matter, and 4 minus negative 8 squared. So that would be 5 squared plus 12 squared. So it's 25 and 144. So r is the square root of 169, which happens to be the whole number 13. So now I can plug into my formula. So I've got my hk, I've got my r is 13. So I have x minus h, which is 1. That was my center. So x minus 1 squared plus y minus negative 8, so that becomes y plus 8 squared, is equal to r squared, 13 squared, which is 169. So that's my final answer there. Okay, in order to graph a circle, we need to know what the center is, the h comma k, the center, and we need to know what the radius is. Well, the radius is going to be the square root of what's provided there. So the h comma k, well, we're missing, it would have been x minus 0 squared and y minus 0 squared, so I know that the center is 0, 0, and my radius is the square root of 16, which is 4. So I'm going to go to 0, 0, and I'm going to count out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do that in all directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can see that my circle is approximately going to look like this, if I could draw very well. There's my circle. Okay, same thing for the next one. The h comma k, remember it's x minus h plus y minus k equals radius squared. So the h is the 3. And since these are different signs, the k has to be negative 4. So my center is 3, negative 4. That's my h comma k. Because it had to have been y minus negative 4 to end up as y plus 4. And if r squared is 9, then we take the square root of each, and r is 3. So So I'm going to start at 3, -4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my center, and then a radius of 3, so I can just kind of go out in all directions. 3, 1, 2, 3. And you can see that my circle will look approximately like this.